The first day of your cruise should feel exciting, not like a scene from a travel disaster movie. But trust me, boarding day can be full of hidden traps that cost you money, waste your time, and even ruin the start of your trip. I've seen it happen. People missing the ship, losing luggage, or getting stuck in hours long lines, all because of avoidable mistakes. So, before you step anywhere near that gangway, let's go through 15 boarding day dangers you must avoid at all costs. 1. Arriving at the port too late. This is hands down the fastest way to ruin your cruise before it even starts. Boarding isn't like catching a late train. You can't just hop on last minute. Cruise lines have strict cutoff times for check-in, security, and the muster drill. Miss them and your vacay becomes an expensive lesson in punctuality. I've seen people show up as the gangway was being pulled back, only to be turned away in shock. Flights, traffic, or rideshare delays can all throw off your timing, so plan to arrive hours before the last boarding call. Remember, if you miss your ship, it's not going to wait for you, and the cruise line's not responsible for getting you to the next port. Boarding day stress is real, but showing up early enough to breeze through security and enjoy your first cocktail on board, that's the right way to start your trip. Don't roll the dice with your whole vacation. 2. Showing up way too early. Okay, on the flip side, showing up hours before your assigned boarding time isn't as smart as it sounds. I made this mistake once, thinking I'd be first on board. Instead, I ended up standing outside the terminal for what felt like forever, sweating in the sun with no shade, no seats, and no water. Cruise lines stagger boarding for a reason, to avoid chaos, and if you get there too early, they're just going to make you wait until your group gets called. Worse, the lines can be painfully long as the early birds pile up. That "I'll get there at 8 a.m. for a 1 p.m. boarding strategy," it just means you're going to be tired and cranky before the fun even starts. Stick to your scheduled time, get a nice breakfast, and explore the city a bit before heading over. You'll have a smoother check-in, shorter waits, and more energy to actually enjoy your first day on board. If you find these trips helpful, give us a subscribe and a thumbs up. Helps us keep the lights on around here. Now, back to the video. 3. Forgetting essential travel documents. You can have your bags packed, outfits planned, and sunscreen ready, but if you forget your passport or boarding documents, your cruise is over before it starts. Cruise security is strict, and they will not make exceptions. I once saw a couple get turned away because they left their passports at home, and the look on their faces said it all. Heartbreak, frustration, and thousands of dollars just gone. Even if you got a driver's license, many cruises require a valid passport depending on your itinerary. And it's not just about passports. Your boarding pass, health forms, and all the necessary visas matter. My advice: put every essential document in a dedicated folder or travel wallet and keep it in your carry-on bag. Double check before you leave for port, and again before you get in the terminal line. It's a tiny step that saves you from the ultimate boarding day disaster. 4. Packing valuables in checked luggage. It's boarding day and your luggage disappeared with the porters and you're free to roam until you realize your camera, laptop, or jewelry sitting unattended in some holding area. Cruise ports handle thousands of bags at once, and while most arrive safely, accidents and thefts do happen. Plus, you won't see your checked bags for hours after boarding. That means if your phone charger, medications, or wallet are all in there, you're out of luck until the evening. I've learned the hard way to keep my essentials and anything expensive in my carry-on. For me, that's passport, electronics, jewelry, medication, and a change of clothes, just anything I'd panic about losing. Treat boarding day like it's a flight. Check the big stuff, but carry the important items yourself. It's not about mistrusting the crew. It's about avoiding unnecessary risk and making sure you're ready to enjoy the ship the moment you step on board. 5. Ignoring luggage tag instructions. Those flimsy paper luggage tags may not look important, but they're the only way the crew knows where to deliver your bags. If you forgot to attach them or put the wrong cabin number, your suitcase might take a detour to someone else's room or not make it on board at all. Once I saw a poor guy on day 2 still waiting for his bags because his tags had ripped off. The solution: always print your tags before the trip and attach them securely with a plastic luggage tag holder or plenty of clear tape. If you forget, the port staff can print it out for you, but it's better to be prepared. And double check your cabin number, because sometimes upgrades or changes can happen last minute. Proper tags mean your bags arrive quickly so you can unpack, relax, and start enjoying your cruise instead of chasing down lost luggage. 6. Not eating before you arrive. Boarding day can be a long stretch between your last meal and your first buffet plate. If you think you'll just grab lunch as soon as you get on the ship, think again. Boarding lines, security checks, and the muster drill can easily keep you away from food for hours. I once skipped breakfast thinking I'd head straight to the buffet, and by the time I got there, I was so hungry I felt dizzy. Some ports don't even have food nearby, and vending machines in the terminal can be overpriced or broken. The best move? Eat something before you head to the port, even if it's just a quick sandwich or a protein bar. This way, you can focus on getting on board and enjoying the excitement rather than counting down the minutes until you can eat. Nobody wants their cruise memories to start with being hangry in a crowded terminal. 7. Wearing uncomfortable or inappropriate clothes. Boarding day means a lot of standing, walking, and sitting in waiting areas, not to mention unpredictable weather. I made the mistake of dressing for Instagram pictures instead of practicality, and my feet hated me for it. Think comfy shoes, breathable fabrics, and a light jacket or sweater you can take on and off easily. Cruise terminals can be chilly with blasting AC, while outside you might be baking in the sun. And remember, your checked luggage isn't going to get to your cabin for hours, so whatever you wear might be your only outfit for the afternoon. If you plan to hit the pool right away, pack your swimsuit and your carry-on instead of wearing it all morning. You'll be much more comfortable. Boarding day is exciting, but it's not a runway. Dress in something you can relax, walk, and wait in, so you start your trip feeling good instead of regretting your shoe choice. 8. Not having a carry-on bag. Think of your carry-on as your cruise day survival kit. You'll hand carry your big suitcases over to the porters, but they won't show up in your cabin until hours later. Without a carry-on, you could be stuck without essentials like medication, sunscreen, a swimsuit, even your phone charger. On my first cruise, I didn't pack one, and I spent the afternoon wandering the ship in travel clothes while everyone else was already in the pool. Now I always pack a small backpack and everything I might need for the first day. Documents, electronics, toiletries, snacks, change of clothes. It's the same logic as air travel. Checked luggage can get delayed, but your carry-on's with you the entire time. It makes boarding days smoother, keeps you comfy, and lets you start enjoying the ship right away instead of sitting around waiting for your bags to arrive. 9. Overpacking liquids or prohibited items. Cruise lines have strict rules about what you can and can't bring on board, and security will check. Overpacking liquids or sneaking in prohibited items can cause delays, confiscations, or even getting denied boarding. I've watched people unpack their suitcases at security while an officer pulled out big bottles of alcohol, irons, or even candles. Yes, candles. If you're thinking about bringing your own drinks, check the cruise line policy first. Many only allow a small amount of wine or soda and it has to be in your carry-on. Over the limit, they'll take it away, or you won't get it back until the end of your trip, or ever. Pack travel-sized toiletries, follow the rules, and avoid anything that might raise a red flag at security. Boarding day should be exciting, not spent watching your stuff get pulled aside for inspection while the line behind you gets restless. 10. Not completing online check-in ahead of time. Online check-in isn't just a formality. It's your ticket to a faster, smoother boarding day. Skipping it means you'll spend extra time filling out forms, uploading documents, and standing in longer lines at the terminal. On one cruise, I forgot to finish mine, and it turned a quick check-in into a stressful scramble while staff hunted for my booking details. Most cruise lines open online check-in weeks before departure, letting you upload your photo, choose your boarding time, and add payment details for onboard purchases. Doing this early means you can walk into the terminal with your boarding pass ready, head straight to security, and get on the ship faster. Plus, completing it in advance reduces the risk of mistakes or missing information that could delay your trip. Think of it like printing your boarding pass for a flight. You wouldn't skip it for a plane, so don't skip it for your cruise. 11. Forgetting to turn off cellular data. This is a small oversight that can lead to a big bill. The moment your ship sets sail from port, you're likely to be in roaming territory, and cruise ship cell rates are some of the highest you'll ever see. I once left my phone on with background apps running, and by the time I checked, I had racked up charges that could have paid for another shore excursion. The safe move is to switch your phone to airplane mode before boarding and use the ship's Wi-Fi if you need to stay connected. Even better, download entertainment maps and messages in advance so you can go without data for a while. Trust me, the ocean views are much better than your Instagram feed, and they're free. Don't let a moment of forgetfulness cost you hundreds. 12. Booking last-minute excursions at the pier. It's tempting to wait until you see what's available before booking excursions, but doing it at the pier is a gamble. Prices can be higher, tours might get sold out, and you have no guarantee of quality or safety. I learned this the hard way when I tried to book a snorkeling trip last minute, only to end up on a crowded, underwhelming boat that felt rushed from start to finish. Booking through the cruise line or a reputable operator in advance ensures your spot and gives you more time to research. Plus, if the excursion is through the ship and runs late, the ship will wait for you, something they won't do if you're with an independent last-minute group. Boarding day's busy enough, but don't add the stress of scrambling for activities when you could be relaxing and looking forward to the adventures ahead. 13. Not knowing where to park or get dropped off. Nothing sours the day like getting lost or stuck in traffic right outside the terminal. Cruise ports can be confusing with separate areas for luggage drop off, parking, and ride shares. On my first cruise, I didn't check the parking info ahead of time and ended up circling the port for 20 minutes while my boarding time ticked away. Some ports require you to park far from the ship and take a shuttle, while others have tight security rules that limit where cars can stop. Research your port setup before you leave. Know exactly where to go, how much parking will cost, and whether you need cash or a reservation. A smooth arrival sets the tone for your whole trip, while a chaotic one can leave you stressed before you even see the ship. 14. Drinking too much before boarding. Celebrating the start of your vacation, that's one thing. Showing up tipsy to the terminal is a bit of another. Security and boarding staff are trained to spot intoxicated passengers, and they have the right to deny boarding if they think you're unfit to sail. I've seen it happen, and it's not pretty. Bags unpacked on the curb, tickets wasted, and vacations ruined. Even if you do make it on board, starting your trip hungover is a surefire way to miss out on all the fun. If you want to toast the start of your cruise, save it for the sail away party. Boarding day is already hectic enough without the added effects of too much alcohol. Pace yourself so you can actually enjoy those first hours of exploring the ship instead of sleeping them off in your cabin. 15. Ignoring the muster drill. The muster drill might not be the most exciting part of your cruise, but it's one of the most important. It's a safety briefing that shows you where to go and what to do in an emergency. Skipping it or not paying attention could cost you more than a fine. It could put you at real risk. On one cruise, I saw people trying to sneak out early, only to be called back by crew members and reminded that it's mandatory. The drill doesn't take long. You learn where your life jacket is, how to get to your muster station, and what the alarm sounds like. Treat it as part of the experience. It's your chance to meet the crew and know exactly what to do if the unexpected happens. A little patience here could make all the difference later. And that's how you avoid turning boarding day into a vacation nightmare. Because once you're on the ship, it should be all about sunsets, good food, and zero stress. Not scrambling to fix mistakes you could have prevented in 5 minutes. If you learned something new here, you'll definitely want to check out my other cruise tips before your next trip. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on board.